bias for today, I guess, is just straight up. We delivered from that daily bullish for value gap and just never stopped going up. We do have a pretty interesting looking 30-second inverse right now, but we left triple equal highs, so I probably wouldn't take that. But it does look mechanically pretty decent. There's the close there. But yeah, right now for shorts, there's not really anything in the cards for us, I think. Yeah, we haven't came up and taken out any more buy sides, so we're just kind of rejecting off nothing. Which to me, this kind of makes more sense to see a retracement here for a long than it does to take a short. But I guess that 30-second was able to become a break-even trade since we hit that low there. And now that price is coming back up, I'm guessing it'll just end up being a break-even. But wouldn't be something I would take anyway because of those triple equal highs. So, as far as trades today go, well, we're just kind of waiting. There wasn't really anything that was amazing here because, like, for example, this 1 minute long that we got to run this LRLR that we put in, we had equal lows and data lows below. We had two sets of equal lows and then a data low, so I would never take this long. This definitely feels like we're just engineering liquidity, but I don't know why price wouldn't have either came down and hit the low here, or maybe swept this high again and then we reverse at 11 o'clock instead. So to me, this just seems like a really bad PA. Kind of seems like a trend day, and so the only way that I'll probably end up getting a long here or even a setup in general is if we get something from like here. But yeah, honestly, like I wouldn't even want a long here because it feels way too high in premium. And like I still feel like shorts are better. Like the drawn liquidity to the upside here just is not very good. And we have all those stacked lows down there. So I'd rather be bearish bias, but because delivery is just so bullish, there's really nothing I can do about it. Maybe like we respect this 1 hour SIBI to the left here, and we're able to see shorts after all. But I like highly doubt it. If we close above this hourly SIBI, forget it. If we start to pull away enough from these triple equal highs, I wouldn't really care about them. Like if we were to get this 5 minute inverse, I probably wouldn't care about the equal highs anymore. Yeah, we do have a 5 minute short. Did we ever get a good setup to those lows Dodgy was targeting? Nope. Is it going to be back-to-back eval passing for PM? Maybe. You have 4 equal lows, 2 at 85. Yeah, wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so like if this 5 minute short triggered, I don't know a world where we don't go down to these quadruple equal lows. I mean, the only reason why we wouldn't is because we have triple equal highs above 2, but like that's crazy. Give me 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. So, for the 5 minute inverse here, that probably would have just been a break even play for most of you. With triple equal highs above, I'm going to go break even there sooner than normal. And so, because we ran that low there, um, I would definitely go break even. We're also creating this 5 minute gap. So, this is going to be seen as an inefficiency that price is going to want to go rebalance. And typically in these trend day conditions, we'll often see price pull back and tap into that. So I think that's a good spot to go break even at. And then obviously that 5 minute would have just been a break even trade. So haven't missed anything quite yet. I mean, I guess this 30-second here, but when we're that close in proximity to the equal highs here, and we have a 5 minute gap to the left that's still holding price up, I'm probably not going to enter that. I'm going to want the extra confirmation of that 5 minute being inversed. So I think that was the right call, but is what it is. So right now, this is my this is what I was just dealing with over the phone. I had a part go bad on the Camry. I think like a rodent got into it or something and chewed the wiring. And so a while ago, I ordered a aftermarket part for it just to replace it, and it never actually like fixed the issue. And so I took it into a shop finally to like actually address it. And they called me back with a quote. And I've spoken to a couple other dealerships and I've gotten similar quotes in the past, and I've just never like pressed the button on going for it because like I'm finding online comparable parts that they're trying to upsell me, right? And obviously like I know that like they need to keep the lights on and pay all their employees and whatever, but they're charging me $160 for an hour's worth of labor, and then they're doubling the price of the part that I found in the OEM Toyota thing. And so for me, that's how much they would have charged the dealership, and I don't necessarily like feel great about it, but like it just needs to get done, so whatever. Do we think it will continue to pump? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just based off the reaction we're getting at the 5 minute BPR here, it seems like we're going to keep going up. We've tapped into this 30 minute gap here. That was another reason why it was a good break even point. And we've gotten another bullish reaction, so I don't see why we would stop here. And there's not really any, I guess, inverse here to take long. The 1 minute there failed, and then we have this 5 minute BPR, but that just closed, and we didn't get the close above. We have this 2 minute here, but this 2 minutes like way too high in premium, even of the lower time frame like range here. So in order to take a long here, what I would probably want to see is price put in this hourly gap here and then retrace to it, and then maybe get a long from there, while also closing over, I guess, this bearish for value gap here. Yeah, I don't know what you're asking. Why are your TP and stop loss buttons next to each other? Is that 1 minute good? Like I said, guys, we're not in the macro, so let's just think. Let's think. You guys are like getting antsy for some reason about like taking longs right now, and let's just like assess what's going on. So if you look at price in terms of the daily range, you're looking at basically taking longs at high of day. Okay, so that's the first, I guess, like issue, right? The second problem is whenever we're looking to take a trade, bias, momentum, time, model, right? And so, as far as bias goes, we can clearly see that delivery is bullish here because we're continuing to disrespect higher time frame and lower time frame bearish PD arrays. And the draw on liquidity right now is obviously the triple equal highs, but that's going to be our break-even point. And then after that, what is our next target, right? Like, we don't really have any good draws on liquidity here. I guess we could say, like, these highs here are our next draw. But, like, using older external gaps that really don't have any significance in the higher time frame, like, range, isn't really conducive to, like, you know, high probability trades, right? So, like, if I was going to take a long here, it would just be to, like, this daily SIBI, but that daily SIBI is still 200 points away, and we don't really have the momentum that's telling me that price wants to really move 200 points in this PM session. So, as far as bias goes, that's not really, like, relevant right now, right? Because there's not really anything that's giving me, like, a good draw on liquidity, right? So, I guess bias is a problem, which means that, like, any setup we take is subjectively not going to be good. Okay, I just mentioned momentum. Momentum really isn't there. You know, we're kind of moving, but we're struggling to put in, like, obvious for value gaps right now. Time, we're coming in the macro, so, like, time should be good here for maybe, like, a small reversal play. So in this case, what I'd be looking for here is, like, price to come down, and we get a manipulation like here during the macro. We form the 1 hour BISI, then price taps into it after 2 o'clock, and we get a nice looking V-shaped recovery setup to target the triple equal highs. That's about the only play that, like, in my mind makes sense right now. But outside of that, nothing really seems good. If we don't get that exact, like, dream scenario, then there's probably not going to be a trade here, and we'll probably just chop sideways because what normally happens after distribution? Good and bad momentum is, well, I just explained one way, which is, you know, we should be putting in obvious for value gaps, and we're not doing that, really. We're just kind of forming these, like, small ones, and we're seeing price inverse bearish and bullish PD race both ways. And then what I like to do numerically to determine if it's good momentum is, are we moving in a singular swing at a rate of 5 points per minute? So right now, the start of the swing is at 509, and the bottom of it is at 485, okay? So what is that? About 25 points. So if we're expecting good momentum, we should be at this point in 5 candles or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. Okay, so clearly this is not 5 points per minute. This is probably somewhere closer to 3.5. So that's one way you can tell if, you know, momentum isn't very good. Right now we're moving at a rate at about 3.5 points per minute. All right. It looks like you already have it that you can set it using ticks, right? Isn't it to the right there? 233 ticks, 51 ticks. I honestly, I have no idea. I don't trade on TradingView, so I don't know. Maybe somebody else can answer that. Sniper. Nah, CAD, I can't. Sorry. I mean, that's basically it. It's just price. If you look at a singular swing and price is moving at a rate of 5 points per minute, um, that's about it. Yeah, I mean, so it looks like it's a it's the same, right? You have ticks there on the right, right? Risk percentage of balance up there if you want, but you don't have to use that. And then the bottom is the ticks. So I'm confused. It looks to be about the same. So you have your bracket order set, right? You just it'll just enter you in with that as your stop loss. I don't know. Let me take a look. Let me hop in the paper trading thing. So, what's the issue? So if I pull up the order thing here. So yeah, what's the issue? Just set it to whatever amount in ticks you want. So if I want to do 100 point, or I guess how many ticks? Let's do 10 ticks or 10 points profit. We'll do like 5 point stop loss, right? And I just jump in. Look, 5 point stop loss. What's the problem? You just want the design to go. I think that's just how it is now. This is just how it is. Oh, that's all? Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to change it back, but I mean, it seems to be the same. So, I don't know, unless I'm missing something. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, just keep doing the same thing. If you want to risk it as a percentage of your balance, you could do 1% risk. I don't know. So, if I risk 1%, I guess how much risk would that be? Oh, is that not how that works? All right. Oh, did I just set a limit? Oops. All right, so we're kind of moving down here, slowly but surely. If this 4 hour inverses, would 29 or 21,593 be the draw on liquidity? I think the draw on liquidity would probably be 21,683 if the 4 hour inversed, which I guess we'll keep an eye on this. So yeah, what would make me become bearish here? Let me think. I'd probably become bearish here if the 15-minute got inversed to the downside. This one here. Dodgy just said, I've seen enough. Give me all-time highs. That's funny. So yeah, this is the 4 hour, and this is the 1 hour. I would probably use in this scenario, not the 4 hour. Do we even tap the 1 hour? We didn't tap either, so honestly, I guess if both would need to be inversed here in order to confirm that, but I don't know. If we're still respecting that 15-minute, it's not going to really matter. I'll probably still be bullish, even if we don't inverse it. Welcome, Pingu. Welcome. 30-second, too small. Yeah, definitely too small. Yep. So we got one more minute till the 2 o'clock candle forms, and then maybe we can finally see. I don't know. There's not really anything obvious that formed here, so we're not even meeting that first step of the equation, which is to get like a good obvious gap here to take as an inverse. Let's keep an eye on like things like lunch lows here too, just in case that becomes a draw on liquidity. I guess this would be lunch lows here. So if we're thinking about this as a market maker model, does this look like the buy side or the sell side of the curve? Yeah, it's kind of starting to look like the sell side of the curve, right? I mean, anything can happen at 2 o'clock here, but it definitely doesn't look very bullish. Yeah, the market maker model is just the natural, um, I guess, formation that the market creates when price wants to go from inefficiency to inefficiency. So we see this model appear when price taps in or balances an inefficiency, and then oftentimes we'll see an AMD setup to cause the start of the next side of the curve, whether that's the buy side or the sell side of the curve, and then that sell side of the curve usually takes us to the inefficiency that we left behind, or whatever, right? You think we're in conflicting draws right now because they're equal highs and equal lows? Not really. These equal highs aren't that significant, right? They only appear on the 1 minute time frame. So like even if we did start to sell off here, like I wouldn't care about it. Originally, I said that the only way that I would care about these is if we held this 5 minute, and because we violated that, I don't really care about them anymore. The only reason why I remained bullish was because we were still respecting this 15-minute gap, but just based off of how heavily we're kind of selling through it, it kind of looks like we're going to become bearish here. But yeah, I mean, the only trade I could have taken here was this 30-second short, and I guess it wouldn't have been a break-even trade if you got a good fill for it, but we were sitting inside of a 5-minute bullish gap, and we had equal highs above, and that's just not a trade I'm going to take, because to me that's a lower probability. And then everything else is just, kind of continued to sell off here. Alright, so we got this 30-second inverse. This definitely looks like a mechanical setup. This doesn't really look like that good subjective long setup here. It just looks like a long on the sell side of the curve. It might work, but I feel like this has a worse probability win rate than the setups we normally are trying to take. But yeah, we did tap into that 1 hour now, so we are kind of getting that bullish reaction. And we did sweep those lows to the left there, and we are coming off that 5-minute last gap in the leg. Okay, so I guess it's not horrible, but it's still like not amazing, because your break-even target is kind of far away too, relative to the stop. Also, is this gap even obvious? I guess it's 4 points, but yeah, this definitely looks like just like a long on the sell side of the curve. So want to see something a little bit better than that, a little bit more convincing. The momentum there just isn't that great, and yeah. If we were to inverse this 15-minute or really start moving here, maybe puts become an option, as we come into the end of the day. Any trades so far? Not yet, Twisted. We're still just waiting. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking potentially so on. We got another 10 minutes before that'll happen, but yeah, this is already looking pretty bearish here. Five-minute close. Yep, we did just close below that 5 minute there. To the tick, no. No, we closed. I think. Oh wait, yeah, you might be right. Yeah, we closed to the tick. So yeah, it looks like lunch lows is the current draw. Yeah, that could be potentially what's going on here. I just don't know where exactly that's at. Yeah, so I guess discount would be here at 360. So we just made more equal lows there. Price still respecting that 5 minute. What do I think about the 1 minute long? It's actually not horrible, but we left equal lows now. I mean, they're not the most important equal lows. Yeah, they're not even on any other time frame. So delivery here, I guess, would be based off this 30-second gap, but also off like the 1 hour time frame too. That bullish for value gap. So am I tripping or did the 5 minute close? You're tripping. All right, high here is 447.25. Close is 447.25. So no close below. Okay, a little 30-second down here. Maybe, maybe not. Would I get in on this 15 minute? Maybe if the 5 minute closed below too, but probably just not. I'll probably just wait for the long setup if we get it, or like a better retracement play on the lower time frame. I don't really take trades and futures on the higher time frame, like the 15 minute. Maybe on options though. Maybe I'll take this play on options. 30-second close below there, 5-minute close below there, so that's a good sign for shorts. Got a bullish SMT there now. Let's see, a bullish SMT at this low. So yeah, this blue line I have marked as lunch lows as well as that lower hourly BISI. So that's kind of my first draw on liquidity for now. And then after that, we'll just kind of see. I'll have 50% marked out too, which is, I guess, like around the 360 level. If you look at like basically New York AM session plus lunch plus PM. Yeah, we got 3.5 more minutes till that 15-minute candle closes here. So yeah, the reason why I'm like interested in these, I guess, put options here is because the hourly and 4-hour never closed. So we do have higher time frame bearish delivery right now. And if we start to inverse 15-minute for value gaps and that kind of thing, I think this could start moving. And we still have data lows below. We have so much liquidity down there. And ideally, if we're bearish, we should just run through all this, you know. Still haven't broken that SMT yet. We just made another one. So ES is definitely stronger than NQ right now. Like a 2-day option. I would probably just do 0 days here. Like $1 out or something. I don't know. Up to you though. When you cut your losses on options, like Dodgy said, 0 to hero. Would I wait for a pullback? I don't know. It's up to you. I don't really like trade options like that, and I'm not profitable on options. I'm only profitable trading futures, and I'm just kind of applying higher time frame liquidity concepts to like what could happen to options. So I'm not gonna like recommend when to get in or how to get in. It's kind of up to you. What do I mean options? Like options contracts, like not futures. Options is like another, I guess, asset that you can trade. All right, we got 1 more minute till that 15-minute candle closes. Drift. It's kind of whatever you want to do. So there's that target that I wanted. Um, so we've tapped now into that lower gap. if you were already in short like Tybo is, I would definitely go to break even here. There was that 15-minute close below that we wanted to. So I really like this momentum. Obviously, like this makes sense why we kind of accelerated through all this because there's no roadblock. And then once we tap into that roadblock, we start to get, little retraces here and there. Ideally, in a bearish market condition, like we should just IO fed this 1 minute gap and just continue to sell off here. And then the next target would be like this low here, maybe. Like that was a good reaction there. If we get a V shape to the top right now, would it be good? Maybe. Yeah, like if we inverse this like 1 minute up, that would be good. We'd be coming off that 1 hour. But I think we're just on the sell side of the curve now that we've inversed that 15-minute. So as far as short opportunities, we don't really have any right now. This thing is really starting to pick up speed here. Have we not pressed any buttons? I mean, I've pressed buttons, but I didn't really alert anything, so I guess not. That's funny, Johnny. Wow, this is really starting to pick up. All right, so I'm officially in a free trade on options. My contracts are up 120% right now. That was pretty sick. What did I take? I took the 15-minute inverse. Well, I sold a little early, but I told you guys my plan. I said I would take options if the 15-minute inversed, and it looked like we were going to. We had like a minute left, so I jumped in and caught a pretty nice move there. I'm obviously not going to alert like an options play, but just a little options account gamble thing that I took. What time frame is best for 50% retrace? Normally I use the 15-minute. Normally I use the 15-minute. But yeah, I scaled some there, and my target I think is still going to be data lows from this morning. If we can get down to there, my options will be worth a lot. Hopefully, I can use this play to pay for my stupid car repair. I mean, so dumb. Um, Yeah, I got a full port for that love sack. Exactly. Yep, yep. Dang, Baker. The small shop I went to that's not even a dealership charged me 165 an hour, and then charged me a check engine light fee. Like, yeah, I know I got scammed. I know. It's okay. I'm just gonna take somebody's liquidity and pay for the scam. All right, so there's that low. We're still just like coming down here. There's just no entry for us, but I'm really liking this momentum. That's what I thought, Nate. Everywhere that I've asked around, waive the fee, but I didn't realize that the they added it on the end, and I just like already approved it. I'm just an idiot. So yeah, I think that level we just tapped was the bottom of the new day, and now we're probably gonna see 50% gear hit if I had to guess. The only way that we might not see that happen is if this 30-second starts to get inversed up here. But any longs now, I kind of feel like you're longing on the buy side of the curve, or the sell side of the curve. So the only way that I would probably take a long here is if we got like a manipulation leg and then kind of got that. Yeah, that's crazy, Baker. What broke on my car? Just a air fuel sensor, like the upstream oxygen sensor thing on most other cars, but on Toyotas it's called air fuel. It really shouldn't have been more than $400. I don't know why they charged me as much as they did. I had them do an oil change also, just because it was like right there. But it's I wasn't expecting them to charge me for the thing. The problem was, Baker, I originally did it myself. I went with my girlfriend's dad and we threw it on a lift, and I bought an aftermarket sensor online, and I did it myself, but it never like fixed the issue. Like the sensor was bad that I bought or whatever, and so I need this to go down so it can pay for my repair. Yeah, no, that I went to an actual mechanic and they charged me more than the dealership. I'm pretty sure would have. Fahrenheit. That's something Trump would say. That's so funny. But yeah, right now, what would I need to see happen in order to get into short? So while we're just like kind of falling here, I mean that's great for my options contract. Like I'm not complaining, but we probably need to see a retracement here to get in a short, and we just don't have that. And there's not really anything here that would have given us that opportunity. This 30-second would have been a break even, and then we've just kind of kept falling. So I don't know. We'll see, but based off this momentum, I'm kind of thinking we might just keep going down here. 21,360 is just 50%. It's not a draw on liquidity. It's just potential 50% retracement. I think if we were to inverse this 30-second up, that'd be pretty bad. Like this seems like a pretty obvious gap that should hold, unless there's like a 15-minute or something above. Yeah, there's a 15-minute above, I guess, but I feel like this 30-second should just hold because we have this like order block situation here, right? and so price should just reject from there because that's technically balanced. Everything was kind of balanced on the way down. You know, we had price retrace up here, balance that. So I feel like if we're truly bearish, we should just keep going down. And if we inverse this back up, that would be not the greatest sign. So if my contracts are in the money, how much was QQQ at this morning on that data wick? 514. So if we go all the way down to the data wick, and that's where I get my sell, my contracts will be worth over $500 a piece. And that will pay for the repair. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll just do that. That'll pay for the repair in that one. They charged me 1 hour's labor, which was $165, and then they charged me $350 for the part. When I looked online, it was like just under 200. So yeah, I got scammed. And yeah, it was for my exhaust. It's for the oxygen sensor. How do I determine liquidity? So yeah, there's a whole hierarchy of draws that I've kind of marked out in PM stream in the chat. So what I'll do is I will I'll basically refer to that, and whichever draw and liquidity that's on the chart right now is present, that's the strongest, is usually what I'll use as a draw, as long as the delivery kind of matches that. Would this be a good 30-second out? I mean, yeah, this 30-second isn't horrible. We have good momentum. We have the New Day that we just came back to and got a nice reaction from. We swept out this low here and are kind of moving from that. But overall, I feel like any long here is just kind of like longing on the sell side of the curve, and I still feel like the drawn liquidity could be bearish here. But yeah, I mean, longs here definitely look better. So I guess this 30-second would be break even at this point, since you want to go break even at the high inside the fair value gap. And then would have just been a break even trade, so didn't really miss anything here. Can't this be the completion of the market maker buy model? You mean just the market maker model? Yeah, we could definitely see price come back. If you mean like on the daily here, like you want to see price come up here, that's like a little bit too much like outside of the context of what we're using right now to trade. Like we're just focusing mainly on the lower time frame. If you want to talk about like the higher time frame for like options and trying to target those, I guess, all-time highs, then that's a different story. 2-minute shorts, we're kind of losing steam, so yeah, no, and that gap isn't obvious, so no. Would longs be valid after rebalancing to equilibrium? Maybe, but I don't know. I would need to see like something really obvious and like give more structure and like also put in a good draw on liquidity. Like maybe if we got this 15-minute gap here, if we were to leave this behind, we could get a long from like maybe this low that we just put in here to target that. Like that would be about the only way that I would get long here, just to target this. If we put in this 15-minute and tap into it and balance it, then forget it, because I'm not going to target a higher time frame for value that's been balanced. In fact, I'm probably going to expect that higher time frame gap to just reject. So we are about to get that next 15-minute gap in about 40 seconds here. I really wish there was like an obvious gap here that we could take short, but there's just not anything. The only thing I guess was this 5 here when it closed below, or the 15. And like, yeah, you could have taken the 5 here. We talked about it. We never would have taken it on futures, but definitely on options. But dude, like, I don't know. It just seems like price wants to keep going down, and this is just a short-term retracement. Yeah, I'm probably still bearish, Dejman. I mean, we came down with a lot of momentum here. Whenever we see price start violating bullish PD rays with a lot of momentum, that's a sign that like we'll probably continue lower. And we didn't really get like a soup reaction. I guess this low was our soup reaction here. So like that's a good sign for longs. But like right now I'd say we're just pretty 50-50. Did we tap 50? I guess I would probably draw 50 from here. Right, whatever's more obvious on the 1 minute time frame. So let's see. Yeah, I guess this 1 minute low here is pretty obvious. So yeah, you could say we came down and tapped 50 and now we're going back up. And that's good momentum there. And we tap, or we're about to tap onto this 15 minute now. So I guess depending on the reaction here to this 15 minute, that'll kind of tell us the bias probably for the rest of the day. And if we start to act really bullish here, I'll probably just cut my runners for the options contract. But like here, we could get a short coming off the 15 minute. So we've tapped into that now. The problem with wanting the long here is just the draw on liquidity is just not there. But yeah, we'll see. So we tapped into that 15 minute now. I guess we'll see the reaction. If we were to inverse these 30 seconds to the left, that's probably where I'm going to cut. Yeah, this is looking horrible. All right. Three-minute long. Yeah, I guess we have a 3 minute here. Yeah, so did we get that 30-second there? We close to the tick. Yep, we are inside a 15-minute bearish FEG, but it doesn't really matter. This reaction back up, and the fact that this wasn't just like an IO Fed reaction to this high is telling me that we're just bullish. So we got 20 more seconds till that 3 minute closes over. What would the stop loss on this be? 27 point stop. I don't even know where you target. I guess these highs here. So we got the close over there on the 3 minute. Still haven't closed over this 30-second gap. Yeah, so I just took full profit on the options. I ended up plus 70%, so that's pretty good. 70% is definitely something I can walk away from. Are you including the inception? Yeah, so the inception gap there would be, I guess, the 1 minute, but I guess we never closed over this 30-second. Look at the 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minutes still holding. There's no entry here, guys. Like, there's nothing we've entered. I'm just, market stuff out. I'm just watching reactions to out prices. We got 50 more seconds till the 5 minute. We did on the 30-second, but the 1 minute's still holding. We in on the 5. Let me think here. Sweep, delivery. Dude, I just can't get over this draw and liquidity problem. I feel like that's going to be the thing to cause this problem or this trade to fail, because we could definitely just reject here. If there was like a good draw on liquidity, I'd be all on board, but there's just not here. There's no LRLR. There's no stacked highs. You're basically just trading with the trend. So did we get the 5 minute there? We might have just closed over that by a tick. Not a very convincing close over. We did get it. This is, I'm not going to alert this. Like, if it wins, it wins. But, yeah, I just can't. Like, the draw on liquidity here is just not very good. Any short? Yeah, Degman. I guess if we were to, like, sell off from the 15 minute here and inverse this 1 minute, you could short. I feel like longing here is just trying to force a trade when there isn't one. Like, there's no draw on liquidity, so. If I were to be in this long, I would probably go break even. Oh, God. I guess, like, at this 5 minute gap here. I don't know. There's not really a good break even point here either. There's no roadblocks here, so this would be like the first high, right? Yeah, at 453. Yeah, so what Johnny said, let's just do break even at 453, I guess. Friday with live on AM. I'm not sure what you're asking me. Tomorrow I have a one-on-one with somebody, and then Friday we'll be off. So we've made equal highs here. So now if we were to get like a setup where price puts in like a 30-second here or a 1 minute, and we sweep this low and we deliver off of this 3 minute gap here, then yeah, this would actually be okay for a long, right? But we have to put in the fair value gap. Because now we've created a draw on liquidity that's actually a little bit convincing, right? We have equal highs that are relatively close, but because we didn't even put in the fair value gap, forget it. What's the one-on-one price? It's $200 for the 2 hour session with me. Nah, Johnny. I mean, I don't know. It was a little odd since you've never asked before, but I don't really care. Yeah, 15 second looks okay. It's not singular or obvious, so we'll see. We'll see if I made the right choice on when I sold these contracts. I sold a couple at 1.1, and then I sold my runners at 0.6. So we'll see if I made a good choice or not. I don't know if I did. We might just reject this 15 minute and keep heading lower. That would suck. I always sell too early on options. That's what I find. How about 2 minute short? Um, yeah, 2 minutes, fine. What's going on, Exana? What do I trade options on? I just traded these on Robinhood, but normally I'll trade on Thinkorswim. When are you doing the chart champs 1v1 again? Honestly, I'd be down whenever, but I'm kind of done with that. Yeah, PA is definitely better than AM so far, Alex. There's a couple people I think that are in this 5 minute long here, but the close wasn't super convincing, and I don't know. It's kind of like longing on the sell side of the curve, kind of. We're in this 15 minute Sibby, and we have still those draws on liquidity below. 15 minute on ES V shape, yeah, ES does look decent, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there is this 1 minute here. You got the close for it there. I mean, I think it'll work to at least the equal highs. The 1 minute actually doesn't look horrible. Am I trading Asian? No, bro. So tiny, yeah, but liquidity wise, it's good because we're coming off of this 3 minute gap here, and it's singular, and we have the equal highs. 5 minute OB, maybe. So yeah, there's the break even for it. Looks like it probably is going to be a break even trade. Triple equal highs at 526. Yep. Yep. So took out the equal highs, would have been a break even. One minute short. Yeah, this is bad though. You want to wait for like probably the 2 or 3 minute here for the two. Yeah, maybe Dedgman. How's PM been? It's been all right. Where are the equal highs? We already took them out, but the triple equal highs are up here on the 1 minute at 526. They're not really significant. How many trades did I take this week on a live? I'm not sure. How many monitors do I have? 4. Would you measure this trading range on the hourly from swing low to swing high? I think I have it measured right now from that 15-minute low. If we were to inverse this 2 minute to the downside, that would be really good for shorts. We got 2 seconds, but didn't get it there. Yikes. My sell is not looking fantastic right now. That's okay, though. I actually think that this 2 minute wouldn't be horrible. I think it's bad to target this low, but I like that we're coming off the 15-minute here. And I think that we could become bearish again if we violated that. There isn't really any other obvious gap in the way here after the 2 and 3 minute. We should just sell off. I think if I were to take this 2 minute, I would probably go break even at this low, though. Can I rate the 2 minute short? I mean, I guess. We don't really have a liquidity sweep. We're delivering off the higher time frame. Bias. Momentum is decent. Time, we're coming up on the 250 macro. I'd give this probably an A setup, I think. We have an SMT. I think we have a couple SMTs, right? Got 43 seconds until the 2 and 3 minute close below here. I think I would take this. I think this looks good. As long as we close below. And no close below. Did we get the 3? We got the 3, but no 2. Dang. How does the 2 not close below there? It might not even matter, to be honest. Did we even hit premium? We didn't, but I don't think it really matters. What a shit close. Why would we not close below the 2 minute there? Ugh, I feel stupid for selling the contracts. This always happens. Equal highs? I don't see any. I mean, the relative equal here, but equal highs any? Oh yeah, those don't matter. Yeah, those don't matter in the slightest. So we still haven't hit that break-even level that I want. No, Cheddar, I didn't take it. I'm still waiting for the 2. We got 20 more seconds before the 2 minute candle closes, but the momentum here now kind of is not good. I wouldn't have expected price to come up if I thought the 2 minute was going to work, so. If ES inverse the 15 minute up is that bad, let me check if that happened. Nah, it's not really an issue. It's not really any good or bad thing about ES right now. It's just kind of is what it is. So yeah, 2 minute never close below. We formed this 30-second here with relative equal lows. I mean, we inverse that 30-second. I feel like we should just go run these lows now. If we could get any cleaner entries here, guys, I would totally alert something. But when the 2 and 3 minute don't close below there, that's like a bad sign. Because then we start to get stuff like this, and then this like 30 seconds gonna fail now too. So there's just not really anything clean going on right now. Even if I gotten enough to 30-second here, I probably wouldn't have used that as a stop loss. I probably would still base it off the 2 minute, but like still, like, I don't know. Nothing here is really screaming like that this is clean, good price action. So we're doesn't look like we're gonna close below the 2, maybe, but oh wait, we might get it now. All right, we got it. It's not the greatest close. It's not horrible. Still same idea in mind. Just want those, you know, ITL that we left there. Five minutes still needs to close below 2, and we have this 5 minute BPR, so maybe that's why we're kind of getting a little bit more of a bullish reaction. We're just struggling to break through that. Am I in a trade? Nah, not right now. What rating would a 5 minute be? I wouldn't even rate it. I feel like if you wanted a short here, you should just be in from the 2. So that's where I would go break even at. And we just want to see price just like dump through this. Is anybody in short here? Okay. I like that we're in the macro here. And we're seeing acceleration. It's a good sign. $30 more seconds before that 5 minute closes. Dude, I'm such an idiot for scaling on those options. I don't know why I did. Oh, 5 minutes not going to close below. Well, that's great. Oh, wait. Maybe. 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 Hey, we got it. Let's go. Okay. Good sign there. 1 minute looks really good here. Swing, you want to see longs? I think the best draw on liquidity on the chart right now is still the data lows and equal lows. Oh, you want to take a short from premium? I see. Yeah, let's hope not. Let's just hope we just dump. I mean, technically, we were still in premium, right? Like we retraced to 50%, and then we came back up into premium. Maybe not of this leg, but of the like 15-minute leg. That's like the entire move out. Then JM Hawk, you should like scale some here. If your drawdown's gonna be hurt bad, like make it so that your drawdown's only gonna be down like $100. Oh, okay, all or nothing. Gotcha. So it doesn't matter. Bearish? Yeah, we're bearish. All right, we got 3 o'clock here in about 50 seconds. All right, here's three. Alright, so I'm just kind of chilling, waiting for something to happen here. Yeah, this just really isn't giving us what we want. You know, maybe this is that scenario where price at the intended target, we've retraced 50%, giving us that like ideal scenario for PM, and now we're just going to chop, right? Where we've gotten that 50% retracement. Look at Easton and Q, completely different. Yeah, so whenever we have the indices in uncorrelated conditions, it's usually a sign that PA just isn't the greatest. All right, Tom. Catch you next week. Still bearish? I'm kind of nothing right now. This just isn't giving me any reason to feel any way about the market. Do you guys see this tab that I'm clicked into? Like, not the trading view, but the Firefox tab I just opened? Just want to make sure that the stream is still active while I'm doing something. No? Alright, cool. Cool. Better rough month for me. My friend that is at $1,000 drawdown should size down and take 1 hour trades, right? Yeah, that's fine, Alex. It's kind of up to you. If you're somebody that can kind of pass new evals quick, then you can just keep trading as normal. If you feel that you need to conserve capital, like financial capital, and you don't want to blow through fundeds, then yeah, I would definitely size down. Yeah, Dapper. That's like the PM model. I used to talk about it. When we first started PM, I would notice it a lot, where price would just run up, hit its daily target, and then we would retrace to 50, and then we kind of like slow down and just chop and accumulate. SMT, we left equal highs. I mean, there's an SMT all the way back up here because price isn't correlated right now, but holy dump. Yeah, so if this thing really wants to start going here, I mean, data lows are still in the cards. And my sanity will be destroyed. Do we even have like a potential reentry here? Nope. Oh man. These options are going to be worth a lot of money, aren't they? I'm 1600. I want to lose the 100. I made an extra 300. Why would you want to lose? You win. I don't know, Marwin. Honestly, in that scenario, I probably would have just dealt with the extra 100. Think we're still going down data lows? Crypto, maybe. It definitely could. Alright, so I guess here, if we like V-shaped and got this 2 minute, that would be alright. Or 3 minute, I guess, is probably the best looking one here. You kept going, Marwin? Bro, no. Alright, if you need to lose 1,000, Marwin, just spam enter longs right now. Trust, trust. Okay, now spam enter shorts. Just spam everything. Just eat up commissions. Marwin. Oh my gosh. right, so we got this 3 minute coming up here. All right, Marwin, if we inverse this 3 minute, take a short. Easy, easy, easy. This long is textbook. I mean, this is what you want your long setups to look like. We've swept out the previous hourly low now. Any 3 minute close above here? Nope. All right, Marwin's just never gonna fix his account. All right, let's take a look at, I guess, this 30-second death candle here. Did we get the close below there? Nope. Which MFFU plan do I prefer? I prefer the starter accounts. I think they're the best value. But they have a lot of good options. You ever heard of Top One? Yeah, I have. I actually was going to start looking into like purchasing accounts from them, and then they made an announcement the other day talking about them having liquidity issues, and I just don't want to deal with that. They seemed really good, but I don't know. I just don't want to trade with a prop firm that has liquidity issues. That's what I heard, Harry. Is the 1 minute short nice? No. Probably not. Not a very obvious gap. If anything, the 30-second was actually decent, but it went invalid. All right, so we're continuing to come down here. Really no entry here for us. Let's check those options. Let's see where they're at. $130 a piece, and they peaked. Yeah, 131. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Marwin, that should be good. Yeah, I don't think so, Marwin. Definitely check like the rules first. Like, just don't take my word for it because I don't really trade Top Step, and they might have changed their rules, but I don't think there's any issue with that. Oh my goodness. Damn. Those puts are now worth $190 a piece, and I sold them for 60. Oops. 195 now. Dang, that these are gonna actually pay for the appointment. Datalos, here we come. They're $205 a piece. Oof. Oof. Yeah, these actually would have paid for my appointment. 234 a piece now. 250 a piece now. 260. What the hell? Nice job, Twisted. Damn. So yeah, we do have that original 4-minute inverse from this morning. I guess you could take it. I wonder if 350 is going to dump us. What do you guys think? All right, we have this like interesting looking 30-second inverse here. Obviously, like that's just not the bias at all, but price came down. We tapped into that last 15-minute gap, and then we got this nice V shape. Honestly, if we didn't have data lows below, I would take this and just go break even at the 1-minute gap here or whatever. Long, yeah, Dutchman. But I'm not. We have data lows. Keep an eye on this 1 minute. It's the first good, obvious bullish gap that we've created for an inverse. Or the 2-minute here. The 2-minute VPR. I bet if either of those got inversed, we'd probably go lower. Twenty-one 1140. Where the hell is that? Where did you get this level from? No. Oh, 21,440. Still no. Yeah, no. We ended up taking both sides in the last hour yesterday in like the last 5 minutes. If it happens again today, I'll laugh so hard. Very doubtful though. Yeah, I think today is not going to be the day where that happens. I don't think we'll hit the hourly high here today. If anything, I think we're going to go for data lows. And I'm kind of watching this 2-minute here as like our last potential like opportunity. Maybe if we get delivery out of this upper 2-minute or this 5-minute. Next 2 minute close will be in about 30 seconds here. Momentum kind of dying. Is there a way when trading on TV you can see what you profit and stop losses values are instead of saying stop and limit? I don't know what you're asking. 30-second no good. I just still use the 3 minute or 2 minute here. Harry, what do you mean? So we're not really seeing that 2 minute inverse here. We got the 5 minute coming up. All right. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about the options, but anything's possible with 350. They're still up like a ton. So 15 more seconds. Still no 5 minute inverse. Doesn't look like we're going to get it. So no 5 minute there. 1 minute short. Yeah, the 1 minute here's okay. What's options? Like, it's a asset. Allows you to trade basically stocks and indexes with more leverage than you normally can. Don't worry about it. Harry, if you don't know what options are, don't worry about it. You're in the right place with futures. It's just another, basically, asset class. Yeah, Harry, I spoke on them like a while ago, and when I first got into trading, that's what I would use. Like prop firms weren't really like a big thing, and basically the only way that you could trade was using options, and so that's how I first got into trading was using those. And then, obviously, when prop firms became a bigger thing, I transitioned to futures. But yeah, I mean, I talked about them. I don't know, probably a couple months ago before you were in here. But basically, like, there's an entire options chain, right, which gives you different pricing and different like ability to do different strategies depending on what type of contracts you sell slash buy. And the way that it works is basically you're buying this contract that gives you the right to purchase X amount or 100 shares of whatever index or stock you're trading the contract on if it were to be exercised. And there's a bunch of different like mathematical formulas that are in place to determine the value of the contract. They're called the Greeks. And um, basically, call options are you take those if you think the instrument that you're trading will go up, and put options you take, like naked put options, are what you take if you think the contract is going to go down, or the stock or industry or whatever is going to go down in price, right? So today I took QQQ puts because I thought we were going to go down, and that's basically it. And you can buy contracts that are in the money, meaning the given strike price that you're purchasing the contract at is above, if it's a put, and below if it's a call, the current price, and vice versa. You can buy out of the money, which that's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, there's like, it's not something I can like just basically teach in like 2 seconds. It's kind of something you got to go out and learn on your own. What? Sorry, I fell asleep. No, you're good, Travis. Just explaining options, just crash course. We do have this 5 minute long. Obviously, that kind of goes against my draw on liquidity, but it does. It does look good. V shape, order block put in, delivery from the 15. Just no draw on liquidity, right? I mean, if I was to take a long here, I'd probably just sell at that high inside the 15 minute gap. So here's 350. We did not get the 5 minute close above there, so no trigger before we ran up here. If we're looking for where price could go, we have the other side of the hourly, which is a doji candle still intact. All right, so here price came up. We swept that high. We're now delivering out of this 1 minute here. I don't believe we closed above it. We might have. Okay, so we did close above it. There might be a 30-second here that's holding too. No, we closed over the 30-second. So really not the greatest looking delivery. I mean, I guess we're still respecting this 15-minute SIBI on the higher time frame. If we were to inverse this 30-second down, it would look pretty good, especially with like this LRLR looking thing we got going on. So far, no dice on shorts. What made that huge candle? It's just 350. Okay, so 30-second death candle here. Obviously, it's invalid because we hit the low first, but. By the way, this is never a 30-second long. I would take. You guys know that. Did we close below this 30-second here too? No, we didn't. So we still held that. All right. Well, I'm guessing we're not going to get anything else. Um, what like an interesting stream today. I feel like there was a whole lot of opportunity, and the market just never gave us an entry. Like, I guess the only entry that worked was this 30-second. That was the entry to really get things going. Your 5 minute worked. True, true. I think the 5 minute would have been a break even trade though, right? Oh, I guess your specific 5 minute. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. We have this 1 minute inverse up here, but obviously I wouldn't take it. Probably too late in the day, and I guess you could try it to these highs, but I wouldn't. If I book you for a one-on-one, will you save me from drawdown? No guarantees, Alex. No guarantees. But I will do my best. We will work together and work through the issues that are causing you drawdown. Did you recap AM trades? Yeah, basically the gist I gave was there was none. This 1 minute short, I guess, but yeah, there was like nothing this morning. Yeah. Alrighty, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Sorry about the stream today. Hopefully we'll get some better, I don't know, luck going in the next week. But overall, I thought PM stream this week was pretty good, right? We got a couple good trades throughout the week here. You know, we shoot for 2 to 4 a week. I think we got 3 this week, so that's not bad, right? But yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. Peace out.